Chelsea Football Club is one of the biggest teams in all of Europe. Over the last 15 years, this team has accomplished everything, doing well in the Premier League and also doing well in competitions like the Champions League. They are a massive European side. But over the last 3 to 4 years, it's been a struggle for the Blues. I mean, trying to win back-to-back games, even that's hard for them. But today, we are going to take over Chelsea Football Club as if I was the owner. I'm going to appoint a brand new manager. I'm going to tell you guys my vision, and we are going to fix Chelsea Football Club in just 2 years. Our first season, the most important thing is to make Champions League football. If we could win the league, that would be fantastic. But we just got to end in the top 4 so we get Champions League football. The second season, this is when I really want to make a push at the first place, but most importantly, make sure we stay in Champions League and then really make a run at the Champions League and try to get to the final. Realistically, if Chelsea could do that over the next 2 years, I would say they're back. So the first thing I had to do was go appoint a manager, and lucky enough for me, Mourinho is available. Now, you guys, listen, they don't got Mourinho in the game, so I kind of made it myself. It's not really the best Mourinho we've ever seen. But you're probably thinking to yourself, why would this guy hire Mourinho? And the truth is this. There is a guy that Chelsea fans like, and even though he went to Manchester United and they were kind of salty about that, they can understand that Mourinho is a winning manager. Now, bringing in Mourinho, this is not for an overnight fix. If I was Chelsea Football Club, would sign Mourinho with a blank check for a blank amount of time. Because for me, I want him there for the next 5 to 10 years. Kind of like Klopp with Liverpool and Guardiola at Man City. I want a manager that can sit here with the vision, with the plan, and execute it. Why? Because players like Nkunku, Enzo, Caicedo, Cole Palmer, Sterling, players like this deserve that. Players of this caliber, and a lot of them being very young, need a manager that can help them become the star that they need to be. And you earn a lot of respect when a guy like Mourinho walks in that locker room. Let's talk about it. Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, Guardiola, Klopp, Mourinho, all these guys, Zidane, they achieve the best things in football. So when they walk in the locker room, there's a certain respect level when you see them walk in. You know you can trust this guy. So when Mourinho walks in those doors and you're Enzo Fernandez, you're Nkunku, when this guy says something to you, you're going to believe what he's saying. Because even recently, when you think about Mourinho, he just won European competition with Roma. He's won European with teams, with all kinds of different teams, won so many European different competitions, won so many different leagues around the world. You know Mourinho is that guy. So our vision now is to help Mourinho be successful. Now, I personally think this team is perfect. I don't really want to change a lot if I'm being honest with you. What I do want to do is actually do something that Chelsea is linked with in real life. See, they need a striker. Nkunku is not really a striker. I would rather have him play behind the striker. So they are linked with the guy in real life that we're going to bring in to be Mourinho's number 9. He goes by the name of Victor Osimhen. I know I'm saying his name wrong, but I call him Ocean Man. Listen, when you think about Mourinho and his career, let's really talk about it for a minute. Mourinho, when he had players like Milito, Drogba, he was extremely successful. Every time you give this guy a legit, unbelievable number 9, he is going to do the business for you. So if we give Mourinho a number 9 that he could build around, I know he'll be extremely successful. So spending a lot of money here is kind of like the goal. I don't want to go too crazy, but this is going to be where I pretty much spend all of the money. Because at the end of the day, lads, I really won't bring in that many players. Chelsea's already spent a lot of money. I'm going to bring in Victor, and I'm going to let Mourinho have the number 9 that he needs to be successful with Chelsea Football Club. So we already got the deal done at 164 million. And you guys are probably thinking, dude, that's a lot of money. But again, I'm not signing nobody else, lads. This is the most important player. This is the piece to our puzzle that we need. This is the player that's going to make us extremely successful. So without further ado, Napoli to Chelsea. Here comes Victor Osimhen. Mourinho has his brand new guy. Sorry, again, Mourinho does not look like that in real life, but I did my best. And we have our new number 9. He's either coming to the press conference with his mask on, bro. He's getting presented with the mask on. That guy is not playing around. Ladies and gentlemen, our new number 9. The man that's going to be the piece to all of this coming together. Chelsea Football Club fans don't got to worry no more. This man is here to fix the problem, bro. He is here to get it right. He is here to get it tight. He is here to put the Blues back where they belong. Let's get into it. Now that Mourinho has his number 9, we got to discuss the way we'll play the team. Now, personally, in my opinion, and this is just between me and you, I personally think that this game is kind of weird because Enzo should be able to play the DM without a problem, which it says he can play the DM, but then they say he has like an exclamation point because he's not happy in that position. I don't know. It's a whole thing, man. I personally like the formation they play. I'm going to keep it honest with you. I think it's a pretty solid formation. With that being said, I think maybe I do want to change it a little bit, and I want to take them into a 4-3-3 attack. And then once I take them into a 4-3-3 attack, I am going to have to go ahead and make Cole Palmer into a right winger because he actually enjoys to be a right mid. This is going to be a little bit of a problem for Caicedo because he supposedly likes to play CDM and not the center mid role. But we're going to try to develop him into a center mid so he is at top peak as well. So to change Palmer from a right mid to a right winger should be pretty easy because, I mean, it's almost like, it's the same thing pretty much. It's just going to take him 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, Palmer's going to be a right winger, and that's going to be the position that he prefers. So that's perfect. And then for Caicedo, I'm not sure how long it's going to take him to go from a defensive mid to a center mid, but hopefully it won't take him too long. It says 48 weeks, so it'll be this season, but pretty long time. But with that being said, lads, I'm already pretty darn happy with the squad. Like I said, I'm not going out there and spending a lot of money on this team. This team already got enough investments. When I look at the team, we got to make sure that we like the way the back line looks, and we got to make sure we like the front, how the front looks. One thing we need to talk about is, luckily for us, obviously in real life, he's not always healthy, but right now, Reece James is healthy. So we can go ahead and throw Reece James into the starting 11 with the French center back, Thiago Silva, Chilwell, and in goal, are we happy with this goalkeeper? Yes or no? For me personally, I think the goalkeeper should be... I think Sanchez. We're going to put Sanchez in net. And yeah, that's going to be our starting 11, lads. Again, I personally think this team has a lot of pieces to be successful. I love the starting 11. I'm happy with where the team is. I think we're going to be in a great place. I'm going to try to set them up in a I think wing play. Let's do a wing play formation. I like that, wing play. I think that's the best way to set them up. They have great wingers. Let's utilize that. I want to let you guys know that Palmer has already changed to a right wing, so he's in the position he needs to be, and I'm excited for the season to kick off. Let me tell you how this is going to work. After every month, I will stop, and we will evaluate what took place. For the month of August, there's West Ham, and there's Liverpool, and there's a game on the 25th. Now, personally, I think this should be 2 wins and 1 loss. I would love if it's a draw and 2 wins, but remember, our main focus is to put all of our hope and faith into Mourinho and let him go to work. So even if we lose 2-3 games in a row, we cannot panic. We need to let Mourinho work. The start to the season was up and down. In the league, we did well. Like I told you guys, we were in a position where if we lost to Liverpool, that wasn't a bad thing as long as we picked up 2 victories, and we did that. The problem is we get eliminated from a cup. In penalties, Swansea City is going to knock Chelsea out of the first opportunity at silverware of the season. They're already eliminated. So unfortunately, this month was going to be a W, but that Swansea City loss kind of made it an L. It's okay, though. Got to keep faith in Mourinho. Going into September, there's a lot of winnable games here. I think they should be doing well against Forest and maybe a tough game against Villa, but this is a month where we could be coming away with, let's say, maybe 2 out of 3 again. Let's see how it goes. That's the definition of almost a perfect month. They tied against Aston Villa 1-1, but they picked up 2 massive wins before that. So realistically, September, when you take September and you take August and you put them together, this has been a lovely run for Chelsea under Mourinho. And this is what I want to say to Chelsea fans. I think they need a manager that they just let go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because they have the players. They spent well. They have good players. They did spend a lot, but if you let these players develop under the right manager, they could be special. Ladies and gentlemen, if the season ends with Chelsea in 4th place, we're happy with this. We're trying to get them back in Europe, back into the Champions League, back into doing big things. At the moment, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 1 point behind Manchester United, and 3 points behind City and Liverpool. Let's quickly take a look before we go any further at what the team has done for us and who has been playing and not playing well. For appearances, my man Victor has the most appearances and the most goals for the club, it looks like, with 3. Then we have Mudryk, who really is not starting, but comes in, it looks like, and pretty much almost starting or playing every game. And he has 3 goals as well. Nkunku has himself 2 nice goals, very nice for Nkunku. And a midfielder that really I didn't put starting, but again, the game does what it wants to do, has 2. So what's happening here, lads, is they are benching Sterling, and they are also benching Caicedo. Why? Because Modric likes the left wing position, so the game is starting him. So let's quickly go in real quick and make some changes. So for me to turn Sterling into a right winger instead of a he needs to be a left winger, not a right winger. He needs to be a left winger. So for me to turn him into a left winger, it was going to take 2 weeks. Now, I need to make this happen. Otherwise, Modric is going to start every game. And I don't mind Modric starting every game, but we need to be getting the best value out of Sterling. So in 2 weeks, we'll make him the right position. And that way, the game won't bench him anymore, which is what we want. For the month of October, the season starts getting a little bit more jam-packed, all right? There's no games in the middle, but I'm sure a couple will appear there. We got Fulham and the Bees and Arsenal, a very tough month of October. Let's see how this goes for Mourinho. So when you look at the standings, things aren't the best because Chelsea dropped to 7th, but it's okay because they're out of the top 4 by just a couple points. And the reason they're out of there is because Arsenal actually beat them. If we go back to the month of October, you can see this month they took 2 wins, but also took 2 losses. That loss on Saturday the 7th, that is a tough loss. That should have been a win because losing back-to-back really hurt their chance of staying in the top 4. So this month, not a great one. Mourinho's really going to have to get it together because look at the month of November. Spurs, Newcastle, and Manchester City. This could be a disaster. So Chelsea remain in 7th place, and things are getting a little bit trickier for Mourinho, I'm going to be honest. But it was a really, really tough month, right? A month that is just a very, very tough schedule, but a month where they tied all 3 games. They tied against Spurs, they tied against City, they tied against Newcastle. But remember, there's no time to lose faith in Mourinho. He has to get into Champions League, and that's a successful first season because it's not about winning the Premier League right away. It's about developing all these young kids. So with that being said, this month is jam-packed, and if Chelsea can go crazy and win a lot of games here, they could see themselves jump back into those Champions League spots. Hopefully this goes well. Now that's what you call a month in the Premier League. Yo, the holiday season is a holiday season for Mourinho. They started off kind of not great with a tie 2-2, and then they tied to United, but then bang, 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 bang. They just start going crazy. A lot of wins for Chelsea, and they start to really turn the season around at that point. Let's see where they are at this point in the league. It's got to be a good spot. It's only 5th. It's only 5th. But listen, it's only 5th. They're 1 point away from 4th. They're 2 points away from 3rd. And they're just 4 points away, I believe, from 2nd. They are actually in the running for the league. 4 points away from the top of the table. Lads, they are in this now. We are in the thick of things. We are in December. We just passed December, going into January, and this team is in a spot where I think a lot of Chelsea fans would be excited to watch. So with that being said, we're going to jump into January. We're not going to sign no players, but before we do that, we're going to take a look at who's been doing what and who hasn't been doing what. The most appearances for the club is my boy Victor, okay? Then Enzo, and then Nkunku, and then Palmer. Very nice. For goals, the top goal scorer, let's figure this out real quick. Top goal scorer is my man Victor Osimhen with 10, Nkunku with 6, Cole Palmer with 5, Mudryk with 4, Enzo with 3. The top assist guy is going to be Cole Palmer. Very nice. 4 for Enzo, 4 for Nkunku. Very nicely done for the boys. If they can continue to cook under Mourinho, lads, we could see a Champions League finish for the Portuguese manager. The next month, they got a FA Cup game, they got Fulham, and they got Liverpool again. Very, very tough. Liverpool's beat them once already, but if they can beat Liverpool, they are contenders. That's crazy. Chelsea has moved into the top 4. Chelsea has officially moved into the top 4. They are 2 points away or 1 point away from Liverpool. a few points away from Arsenal and City. Things kind of took a little bit of a turn for the worse for them when it comes to the actual title race, but in Champions League positions where you love to see them. In the FA Cup, they're still alive in the FA Cup as they're going to be playing Fulham. And in the Energy Cup, you guys know they lost that. It's a Manchester United showdown in that one, or a Manchester showdown in that one. But the way it went down, let me show you quickly, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at how it went down. So in the month of January, everything was going great. Where they messed up was if they would have got a result against Fulham or even a result against Liverpool, they could have really seen themselves really be in the top 3 and be in the title race still. Then they moved on into February, where we're about halfway through it, and I wanted to stop it there because 3 massive games. They play City, they play Spurs, and they play Fulham in the FA Cup. This right here is going to determine the season. If they get big results here, I think top 4 is for sure. And if they don't get by Fulham, then I don't really see them getting silverware this season. So, very, very tough end of February. Let's see how this one goes. I think that's a great month. They lose to City 3-2, but they were competitive. They were in the game. They beat Spurs. They beat Fulham. They beat Spurs. They beat Fulham. 3 points in the Prem. Continue in the FA Cup. Going into the next month of March, it's a month where if this team goes undefeated in March, I think they get Champions League football. I think they really do, lads. It ain't gonna be easy, but it's possible. They have officially jumped to Liverpool and are in 3rd place. 9 points away from City, 7 points away from Arsenal. I think 3rd place is going to be the best they can do. They need to find a way to hold on to this position and not let Manchester United or Liverpool steal it from them. Chelsea in 3rd place under Mourinho in the first year would be a phenomenal accomplishment. So after that month, Chelsea's going to remain in 3rd place. They're chilling, bro. Liverpool, I almost caught them, still 2 points back. And you know what? Chelsea has kind of closed the gap on Arsenal as well. Like, that gap is actually manageable there. That's not a bad one. There is bad news, though. So the way it looked was they had to go into that month and pretty much go undefeated, and it didn't happen. They're going to go crashing out of the FA Cup to a game that honestly they should have won, but they lost 4-3. They should have won that game, and they would have been really far in the FA Cup. And it's really sad. Let's go see what round they went out in, because they could have gotten silverware here, lads, which is just really, really sad. They're going to go out in the quarterfinals. Now the semifinals is Arsenal, Brighton, and Manchester United versus Man City. That is very, very sad if you are a Chelsea fan. But what's very happy times for Chelsea fans is that they're back in the top 3. And if they can end in this position, this is a win, and a lot of people will consider Chelsea back, because Chelsea fans right now just want to be competing for the league and in a Champions League position. That's where they know their Chelsea belong. And right now, Mourinho has them there. Let's see how this season ends. What a month of April for Chelsea. Outside of losing to Manchester United, they absolutely went crazy and even beat Arsenal, who's ahead of them on points. But losing to Manchester United could have knocked them out of the top 3. Let's go find out how it went down for Mourinho and Chelsea. The standings. Chelsea remains in 3rd place and is officially 2 points clear, or 2 points behind. 3 points is 70, 71, 2 points. 2 points behind Arsenal. City has the league locked up. It's over. It's done. You can hang it up. But remember, Liverpool is 1 point back, so there is no slipping up. Now, with that being said, I think Champions League might be in the bag for Chelsea. Like, I don't see Manchester United recuperating that many points before the season ends, because remember, we're already into May, lads, which means the first season under Mourinho looks like it's going to be a massive success for the Blues. They got to finish off with Forest and West Ham and Brighton. This is winnable games. Let's see how the season ends, and then let's go look at some stats. So the season is officially over, and they won 2 and lost 1. Let me go a little bit further so we can see who won the Champions League. That's a little bit scary, lads. 2 wins, 2 losses. Did they remain in 3rd place, yes or no? And the answer is yes. And you know what's crazy? Had they won one of those games that they lost, they would have ended in 2nd place. You heard that correctly. The Blues from London, Chelsea Football Club, would have ended 2nd place had they won one of those games they lost in the last month of the season. With that being said, the FA Cup went to Man City. Congratulations. Energy Cup to Manchester United, congratulations. The Super Cup to Man City over Sevilla. The Champions League goes to Barcelona over RB. Incredible season for Xavi and Barcelona. The Europa League goes to Dortmund. Congratulations, they beat Roma. The Conference League, do y'all watch that? I don't know if y'all watch. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea's back. We gave a good manager, we put a good manager in charge, and we gave him one player, and it was a striker, a number 9 that he needs. But wait, we're not done there. No. We got to see how the players did. Who picked up all the stats? Who was doing what? Who was incredible? Who wasn't? All those great things. So let's find out. Squads for the most games played for the season, the most appearances, Osimhen. Victor, 43 games played. 41 for Enzo, Cole Palmer with 40, Nkunku with 39, Sterling with 35. Goals, top goal scorer, Victor Osimhen. Congratulations to him. Nkunku 14, Sterling 10, Palmer 8. Very nice. Modric with 6. Top assist man, 12 for Nkunku, 10 for Palmer, and 7 for Enzo. But ladies and gentlemen, something that is very important. Did Nkunku win the Golden Boot? Time to find out. Who was the best player for scoring goals in the Premier League? It goes to Son. Son put 26. Haaland put 23. Luis Diaz put 22. Salah put 21. Osimhen put 21. The top goal scorer goes to Sonny D. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is how season 1 comes to an end. I personally think it's a massive successful season for Chelsea, getting 3rd place. Now that they're in the Champions League, next season, what are we hoping for? We're hoping for them to remain in Champions League positions, and we are hoping they make a good push in the Champions League. Let's head into season number 2. Welcome to season number 2 under Chelsea with Mourinho. Here's the deal. Thiago Silva, old, pretty much left. He's done at Chelsea. So what's next? Eder Militao. I want to sit down with Real Madrid, and I want to try to find a way to get Eder Militao to Chelsea, because if I can get this guy here, I think I just completely overpaid here, but that's okay. It is what it is, because we're only signing one player. If I can get this guy here, then I think we lock up the defense and we don't got to make no more moves. I think Chelsea Football Club is in a fantastic spot. Every season we brought in just one player to kind of fix a gap. Number 9 with Osimhen, and now right here with big Eder Militao. We sign him, which we do. He officially leaves Real Madrid, and comes to Chelsea, but he comes with experience. Knowing how to play in Europe, knowing how to play in the Champions League, knowing how to be a leader. We now have another Brazilian, Thiago Silva out, Eder Militao in, and a guy that's really going to help us lock up this team to be able to play in the Champions League. I'm happy for Mourinho. He's going to have his center back that he needs. It's a huge signing for us because, like I said, Fofana was going to be the guy playing center back, which is a good center back, no doubt about that. But now Eder Militao is going to be a big part of this club. Where is Eder Militao? I know he's signed. I don't see him, so I can put him up here. Is he up there already? Where the heck is Eder Militao? I'm not seeing him, lads. Did he not sign? Am I tripping? Do you guys see Eder Militao? I found him. Eder Militao right here. He is officially with the club. We're going to go ahead and start him with, we'll do it just like that. He'll take Thiago's spot. Interesting here. Kepa's back from Real Madrid. Do we want Kepa to start? That's another very interesting conversation that could be had. Probably Kepa's going to start over Sanchez, even though Sanchez was pretty good. And we also got my boy Ziyech back. So welcome back to the club, homie. He is back with the club as well. So a lot of good players here at Chelsea Football Club. A lot of talented players. And I truly believe deep down inside that this team really has a good chance of competing for something special. The starting 11 for this season will be Cole Palmer, Osimhen, Sterling, and Nkunku, Caicedo, Enzo, Chilwell, Eder Militao. Beautiful back line, good goalkeeper. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season 2. So for season 2, we're going to do things a little bit different. I will only talk to you guys again on January 1st. We are going to let half the season go through, and then we're going to come back and take a look at how Mourinho is doing in the Champions League and in the Premier League. And then we'll run it to the end of the season to see how season 2 went. But after a great season 1, I don't see why season 2 will be any different. I will see you guys back here on January 1st. Let's go. Wow, this is going better than what? So half the season's done, and Chelsea is officially in 3rd place. tied on points for second place with Spurs, and literally 1 point behind Man City. This is wild, lads. Like, I thought that Mourinho was gonna do a great job, but this is like a phenomenal job. Is he still alive in the Champions League? FA Cup, he is still alive. He's going to Leeds in round 3. That's a pretty nice, that's nice. Energy Cup, not alive in the Energy Cup. Unfortunately, they went out in round 4. Before round 4? Let's not find out. Super Cup goes to Barcelona over Dortmund. Congratulations to Barcelona. Barca fans are happy seeing that. In the Champions League, is Chelsea still alive? Oh my, they are. They're going up against Atletico Madrid. Chelsea wins their group against Bayer Leverkusen, Galatasaray, and RB. Very nicely done there. They win the group. Benfica and Inter come out of that group. Wow, let's go Benfica. Barca's going to come out of their group. And then in Group D, Madrid comes out. Dortmund does not come out. And then City and Juve come out of Group E. And then PSG and Atletico Madrid come out of Group F. And in Group G, Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. The problem is, I mean, that was Atleti, right? The problem is Atleti's a really hard game. I don't know if they're going to be able to do well in that. That's a very, very tough game. But nevertheless, they came out of their group. They won their group. And they're in 3rd place in the league. I would say Chelsea is fully back. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys at the end of May to see what Chelsea accomplished. But first, almost forgot. Let's go check the stats. Let's see who's doing what and what's doing what. Let's move over here really quickly. We got the most games goes to my man Victor once again. Ocean Man doing well. And Eder Militao also doing incredible. 24 games for him. Sterling and Nkunku cooking. Most goals. It's got to go. Oh, Victor's going crazy this season. 14 goals for him. 7 for Sterling. 6 for Nkunku. Nkunku slowed down this year. Enzo with 3. Casildo with 2. And Modric with 3. Assists are going to go to Nkunku with 5, Sterling with 4, Victor with 3, and Kepa with 2. Yo, Kepa with the long balls. Hey, I'll see you at the end of the season to see how Chelsea ended. I want to take a break really quick to show you really fast that they got past Atletico Madrid. They are going to be facing Barcelona in the Champions League semi-quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, I believe. So the season for them has still gone pretty well as they are now officially in 1st place under Mourinho, bro. This is incredible. They are officially in 1st place. They've only lost 1 game this season, lads. This is wild to even talk about. In the FA Cup, they're in the semifinals. They're going to be playing Spurs. The Energy Cup, you know that went to City. And in the Champions League, lads, they are officially taking on Barcelona. Teams left, Arsenal and City facing each other, and Bayern versus PSG, Benfica versus AC Milan. That was a final a few years back for Benfica, many years, the 90s. But with that being said, they are in a crazy good spot, man. Let's see how this ends. I have good news and I got bad news. The bad news is they want to fire Mourinho. Look, Chelsea board wants to fire Mourinho. Why? Well, first of all, I want to let you know they're mad that he got kicked out of the FA Cup in the semifinals against Spurs. But he eliminated Chelsea and Mourinho eliminated Barcelona 4-1 on aggregate. And they want to fire Mourinho. And this is what's wrong with football nowadays. This guy has Chelsea in 1st place, 4 points clear, top of the table. Mental achievement with that in itself. And still in the Champions League where they'll be facing Bayern Munich in the semifinals. But they are mad because they got eliminated in the FA Cup. Now, I get they had a chance at silverware, but at the end of the day, being top of the table and still in the Champions League and still alive, and you're talking about maybe potentially firing Mourinho is just, that's unbelievable. Let's hopefully get to the end of the season without Mourinho getting fired. Here's the deal. Chelsea's in the Champions League final against Man City. Massive accomplishment. Massive accomplishment. Did they win the league? That I don't know, because they lost to Liverpool and they tied 2 games in a row. They may have lost the league, boys. Let's find out very quickly. Were they the champions of the Premier League? The answer is no. They slipped up at the end of the season and came in 2nd place. 2nd place to Man City by 1 point, and it's because they drew one of those games at the end of the season. All I want to say to y'all is regardless of what happens against Man City, which right now we're going to find out what happens. They could win, lose, it does not matter. They lose to Man City, unfortunately. I think every Chelsea fan would be on top of the world with what Mourinho has done here. Yes, they slipped up and choked the season because they tied to Leicester City or Everton. If they just would have gotten one more point out of those games, if they just would have won one of them, they would have won the league. But could you imagine just signing Victor in one season and you get second place? And then you sign Eder Militao and you make a Champions League final, an FA Cup semifinals, and you lose the league by 1 point going up against a Guardiola team that is built for tough. I think this all around is a successful rebuild, and this is what I believe needs to be the future of Chelsea Football Club. Sign a manager like Mourinho. Give him the keys for the next couple years. Give him maybe 1 or 2 more players and let him develop these kids that you have, and Chelsea's team will go to the moon. I hope you guys enjoyed this rebuild. I hope you guys think I did a good job with it. And I know Chelsea fans, I know there was no silverware for you guys for 2 years in a row, but a couple finals, first place the whole year, and then coming second both years in a row, I think you guys will be very happy with that. With that being said, that's me fixing Chelsea. I hope I did a good job. Let me know what team we should do next in the comments down below. I'll catch you soon. Booyah, we out of here.